Okay, I see you're a sick as fuck achievement hunter like me. Well, let me tell you how to do it very easily. It all takes one map, which you get at the very beginning of the game. This map is called Sabotage the Lockdown, and it's one of two MK challenges you get right after the first trial. Not only is this map good for achievement hunting, it's good for XP farming. Whether you want to get to max level to unlock all the therapies you can, or to earn reborn tokens so you can get cool skins. First, I'm going to start by showing you the exact path you can go every time to find the generator easy. Now the goal here is to always stick to the left hand side. Coil will first spawn in the elevator behind you. You're going to make haste and close the door. After this, I'm going to show you an alternate path in case something's blocked off, which you will see in my second example. On the way, disarm any door traps you may see, as it's an achievement you'll see later on. Now, whether you're achievement hunting or not, I recommend finishing the generator first. This way, Coil will leave the building, leaving just one big guy on the map. Stun Mine is very good for this challenge because you'll put yourself in an enclosed room with the generator, and it'll buy you just enough time to finish your task. When you get to the shooting range room, you want to take a right through the opening. This will lead you to a room with a blue couch. That's how you know you're very close to the generator. You just want to move alongside the blue couch and open this first door. Now be careful, because if you've not seen Coil yet, he usually does like to camp around here. You just wait him out until he moves just enough to get your stun down, and you can start the generator. There is an achievement called Can't Touch This. This is completing 10 trials without being hit at all. This is a great trial to do it on. We've only seen the enemy once, and we lost him, and we quickly completed the generator. So what you want to do now is just leave out the right and jump up. If you took a long time, he might be waiting here for you when you push the button, so just be wary of that. And he's going to be coming up this elevator here. All you have to do now is wait a few seconds for the shuttle to be here. If you need to, you can train around these shields. And then you can easily outspeed him. And there. Easy peasy. The way to Sector C is blocked off by a gate. So, we're just going to take the first door we see and try to push back to the left when we can. And as you see, there was a red tick there in the soundbar, so someone did hear it, so I quickly decided to put my stun rig down to bait him into it to go around him. As we see, there's another gate locked down, so we have to keep going to the left, but it'll all lead in the same place in the end. Now heading back left, there is the enemy there. We could take the other door, but just to make sure we don't get lost in this big place, we're just going to stay left and hope to outrun her. Now it's a good time to mention, you can leave the trial and still get credit for everything you've done. So if you don't see yourself finishing the trial, bad RNG, and you want to restart, that's completely fine. Any progress you made towards any achievement will be saved. Now if you don't use your rig, like I should not have, this is a good time to put your stun down and start working on the generator. Generator consists of pouring gas, 2 tinkers, and then a crank. And upon completing this, Coil will leave the building and go wait for you outside. This is when you can start a hunting achievement. I hadn't got hit yet, so I decided to finish the trial. We go push the button. We just saw Coil down there stunned, so he's not going to make it anytime soon, so I think we're safe. You can get an A+ by collecting all 5 posters as well, but let's get into the achievements. I don't talk about Glutton for Therapy or Hemophiliac specifically. That's because these happen kinda naturally. Of course, to lose 10,000 health, you can go purposely get hit or stand on traps. You can just repeat this over and over for 25 times and it'll count. First, we'll talk about the achievement that might take the longest to get. Tapetum Lucidum. This is spend 36,000 seconds in night vision. This equates to 10 hours. So, something I recommend doing is just going to the start of this trial where there's no enemies and just putting on night vision and going AFK. There is a 15-minute timer. You will get kicked after that. So every 12 or 13 minutes, make sure you move around a little bit. But if you're playing something else, you got nothing else to do, just put this on in the background, move around a little bit, and it'll add up. This can also go well with Mechanophiliac. Use your rig 100 times. While AFK, just throw your rig down every now and then when you look back at your game, and it'll certainly happen 100 times, or it'll just naturally happen playing. There's 2 more you can do right out of spawn, Slip and Slider and Marathon. Spend 120 seconds sliding, and spend 3,600 seconds running. Since there's no enemies here, you can freely just slide back and forth and sprint around the beginning of the map. Chicken in a pot. Use 100 hiding spots. This is also very easy, just use every hiding spot you see on the map when you're doing the hunt. I've not tested if you can use the same hiding spot over and over for it to trigger, but I feel like when mine did pop, I did use a repeat spot, so you might be able to just hop back and forth in the same one. Another easy one right out of spawn is Hunchback. Press your toggle crouch button and just go AFK as well. Just make sure to move every 12 to 13 minutes so you don't get kicked. Hoarder will also happen naturally when you're playing. That's collect 1,000 items. And no, you can't pick up and drop the same item 1,000 times, I tried. But naturally, while doing other achievements, this will build up. Speed Freak. Use 50 adrenalines. Adrenaline's not the most common thing to find on the map, but you'll find them every now and then. I mostly find them on the unalived bodies or on tables. Anger issues. Break down 50 locked doors. Now, you see certain doors at the top right or left have a locking mechanism that you can manually use. You'll sometimes naturally come across these, or if you have a co-op partner, one person can lock from one side while the other one bashes. Just do that 50 times and you're gold. Together, we are strong. Perform 50 co-op moves. Now these garage doors, they don't say you need a co-op partner, but if a co-op partner helps you, it does count. And I believe if the door closes back, you can do it again and that counts as 2 different occasions. Power Surge. Use 100 batteries. Batteries in this game are a pretty common commodity. You'll find them on shelves inside of blue containers on the wall. You'll find them on bodies. Even if you only had your night vision on for half a second, you can use a new battery. So I recommend if you find one, put your night vision on, use it instantly, and then move on. Breathe in. Use 100 antidotes. Antidotes are used to restore sanity, which could be lost by hitting mines, which you can do with a co-op partner if you're close together, or by setting off door traps, which we'll show in a little bit. There also can be hidden gas traps when you open some toolboxes and cabinets on the walls. So instead of avoiding them, maybe purposely stand at them if you have an antidote on hand. Trigger happy. Disarm 50 door traps. You could already be on the disarming side of a door trap, which is the lucky side. But if you're not so lucky, make sure to look at the top left or right of the door. You'll see a red dot. That means there is a trap on the other side. This is easier seen without the night vision goggles. Slowly open the door by holding your action key while moving forward. By tapping the door open, the trap will go off, and the only way to dodge it is to be crouched. And like I said, even if you are impaled by this door trap, it will not kill you. It'll just make you lose a little bit of sanity, which can go good with the antidote. Sleight of Hand. Unlock 100 containers. Now you'll find these lockpicks commonly on tables or near other workbenches. You can easily tell if a box is locked by the blue compass looking thing at the bottom of it. You have to play this little mini game where you land in the green space 3 times. If you land in the red space, you will be damaged, so be careful. And if you land in the empty space, nothing happens, but you lose a turn. You can let it go by multiple times if you need to make sure you hit green, but not too many times because it is counting down. I would recommend prioritizing picking up lockpicks before anything else because I feel like they're a little bit harder to find, and lockpicking 100 containers is crazy. This is not an achievement, but I'm just going to show you here in case you need it. This is a good spot to train Coil if your partner is working on the generator. You go to this blue couch and you just slowly walk in a circle. Don't use all your stamina at once. He can vault over the middle of the couch, so be careful. And if he starts to swing at you, jump backwards if you're in the open or even up against the wall, and he usually will not make contact with you. It's a dangerous game to play, but it's a good last resort if you need to quickly get it done, because after your partner's finished the generator, if you go hide, Coil will go outside and not come back inside. Big saver, collecting 15 documents. At the beginning of this map, if you go inside the casino building, you should first loot everything you can, but on this table, there usually is documents that spawn. I think it's about a 50-50 chance of what I've noticed. Don't take those stats to heart, but throughout the map you'll see them randomly as you're running around, so just pick them up, it'll kind of happen naturally. Toastmaster. Use 50 rig rechargers. Rig rechargers are one of the more rare drops. I've only seen them in the blue cabinets. I could be wrong, but take that for what you will. On this map, I personally just pop my rig so I can use it right away. So this one might take a long time just because of how rare the rechargers are. Bamboozler. Distract 50 enemies with throwables. This one's not so hard, it's just more so tedious. Best way to do this is go into a dark room, and if an enemy comes in, throw a bottle or brick in the opposite direction. If you see them turn towards it, that counts. Sometimes you'll throw one and it won't catch their attention. This will not count towards their achievement. Vision Quest. Spend 600 seconds in full psychosis. Well, lucky for us, Gasman is on this map, and he will instantly put you in psychosis if you let him grab you. So I recommend just letting him grab you, and then just outrunning the Hat Man as long as you can, or as long as it lasts, and this will build up over time. But he only can gas one person at a time before it goes back in the elevator, so if you're playing with co-op, you'll have to wait a few more minutes before he comes back. Ground Control. Help teammates by kicking 50 enemies. Now, I accidentally found this farming spot, and it works very well if you have a co-op partner. You want to go down this long hallway with 2 trash cans and get this big guy's attention. You can do this in any spot where there's 2 hiding spots right next to each other, but as you jump in the trash can and he sees you, he'll be too locked onto your co-op partner and turn around, and he will start picking him up out of the hiding spot where you can then kick him. Then turn around, do the same thing. Make sure he sees you go in, because sometimes he loses you, he's not the smartest. Jump right in, wait until he starts to pick you up. Your teammate can kick him. He has a very slow animation, so if you get distracted, you get stuck on something, you got some time to fix it. Get down. Knock down 50 times. The only way I know how to do this is get knocked down by one of the hiding people around the map. I don't know exactly what they're called, but you hear them screaming and sometimes peeking their head out of lockers, trash bins, all that. You'll want someone to go try to hide in the place, and you'll get knocked down, and that's all there is. You can either bash them off yourself, or your co-op partner can kick them and work on the other achievement, Crowd Control. You can actually follow them to their next hiding spot if you want to farm them. You just sprint after them and see where they go, and you can trigger it all over again. Hypochondriac. Consume 200 medicines. This one's pretty straightforward. Just take any damage you can, either from slashers or traps. Pick up all healing items and just pop them immediately. This will kind of happen over time as you play anyway, because you're bound to get hit and damaged. But just kind of keep it in the back of your mind. Sawbones. Revive or help a friend up 50 times. The hiders are also good for this one. If you don't bash to free yourself, they'll actually just put you down. They'll naturally run away, and your co-op partner can just pick you up from there. Now, there is a perk to make picking up co-op partners quicker, so I'd advise getting that if you can. But if not, it's just going to be a little bit slower each time, but it's not a big deal. But just remember, if you get in their way when they're trying to run away, they will hit you, so keep that in mind. Bullseye and Major League Player. Bullseye will kind of happen naturally as you're going for Major League Player. Bullseye is to get 50 headshots on enemies, which is just hitting them in the head with bricks or bottles. But when they're front facing you and you throw something, it kind of automatically goes to the head if you're aiming high enough. I accidentally got this achievement, so I'm sure you will as well. Major League Player is hit 100 enemies with throwables, so just pick up any bottles and bricks you see and just start pelting enemies. Full bricks can be used twice. Once you throw them, they'll turn into a half brick form, where you can re-pick it up and throw it again. And doing all this will farm you XP, get you all your achievements, and get you reborn tokens. I hope some of this helped. I hope some of it was comprehensible. It's been your sticky friend Subtext. Until next time, later.